Time for another realistic rebuild. Today, we have the Tennessee Titans. And, well, this team is interesting. We'll say that much. Because, let's just jump straight into the roster here. Not what I meant to do. We've already gone through the training camp and preseason, and we have some interesting things that have happened. So I'm going to have to show you some of these things. One being something we already know. Oops, excuse me. Will Levis has superstar dev. He got an upgrade. This is in between the year that we're currently in as you're watching this. I mean, obviously you see Calvin Ridley over here. And what we're going to do with this, since in the training camp game, he got a superstar dev trade upgrade, what we're going to do is we're basically going to say, like, hey, this is a realistic scenario where I think you can think, you know, maybe he has a second-year jump and he's able to make a really good push at something, which is fine. To me, Tyjae Spears is going to be our starting running back. It won't let me because he's currently the fullback, but I don't think Tony Pollard's that great. Honestly, probably going to be looking to trade him. This team made improvements. However, I think a lot of people are overblowing their improvements in real life. D-Hop, I love D-Hop. He's just not the same guy he once was. Tyler Boyd and Calvin Ridley, both solid receivers, but not amazing. In my opinion, they're not number one receivers. They're mid-level 2 receivers at best. That's more Ridley. Tyler Boyd's really a true 3 anymore. Treylon Burks, there's some hope for him, especially in Madden and more than real life, but we're going to try to work around that. They bring in Lloyd Cushenberry. They bring in J.C. Latham. I'm not particularly high on Latham, and if you're wondering, I do have a roster. This is my own personal roster I made. Check it out on Xbox. It is posted by Shredder. It's called Madden 25. Also, on the link in the description of this video, I'll have all of a spreadsheet where you can look at all the different dev trade upgrades and things that I think are true to each team. Either way, this is the offense. It's a pretty good group. The receivers are overall fine. I mean, Treylon Burks being your 4, Kyle Phillips being your 5, Nick Westbrook-Akine being your 6. That's really solid depth-wise. It's just not a lot of top-end guys. On the defensive line, this is what we're looking at. They bring in Sebastian Joseph-Day, T'Vondre Sweat. L'Jarius Sneed comes in, Chidobe Awuzie, who Chidobe Awuzie is probably not as good as a lot of people think he is. He's not amazing. He's a guy that gets injured a lot. He's not always there. He's not always available. We're going to play Cedric Gray at linebacker too, just because he's a younger, more, promising player. Arden Key and Harold Landry, neither are amazing, but they'll get the job done for now. Edge rusher is a position we're going to have to figure out between those two because that's just not a great edge rusher combo. But overall, in my opinion, the defense is relatively good. Sebastian Joseph-Day, he really can't move to a defensive end spot, and neither can T'Vondre Sweat. So, I don't know, maybe we do it anyways. Maybe we move Joseph-Day to right end and let T'Vondre Sweat be the real nose tackle. But, I mean, he's huge. He's massive. So, we'll figure it out. But either way, I think this is going to be a really solid rebuild. This one might take 3 to 4 years. This one might be a little bit longer of one. Will Levis is our guy. We're going to be looking to make sure he is the guy for the future. And expecting him to develop, especially that he is superstar, that's going to be a big deal. We are going to try to, grow this team. I think it'll take, like I said, about 3 to 4 years. Let me know right now in the comments what you think, how many years this rebuild takes. Either way, let's get right into this video. Stopping in week 5. We're 1-3. Not great. But breakout defensive back, that's a pretty good deal. Elijah Molden, our free safety, that actually is a really good one for us. He's really young. If he can do that, that will be very beneficial. As I said, I think this rebuild is going to take 3 to 4 years. So we're not expecting to be very good at all. I have this trade offer for Tony Pollard. I am considering trading him, but I don't know about right now. We did win 35-31, but Elijah Molden did not get his breakout game. That does stink. All of that win for nothing. Either way, we're going to get to our bye week next week, and then we might, start exploring trades for Tony Pollard since he's so coveted apparently. So looking into free agency, Sebastian Joseph-Day, Tyler Boyd, Jack Gibbons, Westbrook-Akine, Mason Rudolph, Bohanna, not a whole lot that matters. We can't lose position minimum. Caleb Farley will probably accept that option, maybe not. I'm not sure. We'll look at that later. But guys like Boyd and Joseph-Day are interesting here because I'm not paying Boyd $10 million a year. And I also don't want to just let him walk. We also have Traylon Burks, who can play the role that he does or that they're close of. We're going to look to trade him and maybe Tony Pollard as well because we don't need either of them. Tony Pollard is just, in my opinion, not that great, and he's no better than Spears. There's no reason to play him over Spears. Sam Hubbard would be very interesting. I need to see how many years he has on his deal, but that one, we do need a defensive end pretty badly. How many years does he have on his deal? He has 3 years left, but is that too much money? Because if that's too much money, I'm not putting up with that. $10 million a year. That's not terrible for a decent player, but he might start regressing soon. Let's see if we can find something else, maybe another team with a good defensive end. I'd almost rather go with an AJ Epinesa because he's younger. And yeah, he's off contract, but we can get him for pretty cheap. I think I'm going to try that and get a pick with this. If I can get AJ Epinesa plus a sec... We're going to shoot for a first because whatever. But, okay, we can land a second and maybe even a fourth. Yeah, we got Epinesa, a second and a fourth. We needed the defensive end very badly. Now we also get 2 draft picks this upcoming year. That'll be very beneficial for us. For 2 guys who, they just aren't needed on our team. We just don't happen to need them for this or that reason. I mean, we have Spears. We'll have to call up another running back. That's fine. We'll handle that. But the receiver room now, we get Kyle Phillips back in development. We get Westbrook-Akine back in development. Like, this is fine. I think this is good. Honestly, I'm going to move Traylon Burks up because he's close enough in overall to Calvin Ridley, and I'd rather him develop over Ridley playing anyways. So now let's go make sure our defensive ends are lined out correctly. We've got that. Joseph Day, we're going to move him off. We're going to put in Epinesa here. And that is our new starter there. T'Vondre Sweat, then Joseph Day. That's pretty good. I like that. Looking at the rest of the defense, we're fine with the most of this. We just need to make sure our rushing guys are correct. Harold Landry, Arden Key, I still do like that. Defensive tackle, Jeffrey Simmons, T'Vondre Sweat. We might go Epinesa over Joseph Day too, just because. Either way, personally, I like that deal. We get rid of a guy who we weren't going to re-sign in Tyler Boyd and a guy who just is going to sit on our bench in terms of being, Tony Pollard. But we need to go call up a running back. Let's go figure out who's in free agency. We do have one on our practice squad, I believe. But we'll double check the free agent pool. Who knows? Maybe there's going to be a really good guy here that we could use. Jerick McKinnon, Latavius Murray, he would be a good power back. Plus, he's got that mentor tag. We're going to go with him. He'll be on our active roster to help out the development of Tyjae Spears, and we'll keep moving through this season. Week 13 rolls around, and we're shockingly 6-5. This is ridiculous. We have a breakout D lineman. That's a good addition. Jeffrey Simmons, he got himself 3 sacks last week. Now he's going to get a chance to go be an X-Factor player. That's big. Not going to happen. If you know anything about Madden, X-Factor breakouts don't happen in the sim. Either way, we got some negotiations to take care of. We got some players to re-up. AJ Epinesa, we just brought him in. He is getting re-up. We're going to give him 4 years. He should accept this deal quickly. Yep, he's here. That's good. We've got our starter at that position. Jack Gibbons, really solid linebacker. I'm going to try to get him locked down for a while because he's on such a low number. Yeah, he's here forever. Thank you. Come again. Nick Westbrook-Akine, we're going to let him probably walk. Same with Mason Rudolph. Quentin Bohanna, I don't really see a reason to just rush him back. I mean, we might look later if we need the depth. But right now, considering that Sebastian Joseph Day will be off contract, maybe, but that's just a maybe. We don't really want to play him anyways. So Joseph Day, we'd rather play T'Vondre Sweat. We're going to leave it at that. We'll check back at the end of the season. Maybe get Joseph Day a 1 year extra. But now, let's see if Jeffrey Simmons can hit this breakout or if we keep winning games. I mean, we won another game. What do we do? Embarrassing performance. He did not hit it. Who's surprised? Madden doesn't allow you to get breakout games in the sim. Doesn't happen. Not for X Factor. So, either way, just letting you know, we're up to this point. Will Levis has unlocked a superstar. We're upgrading all these players right here, trying to get our young guys going. And let's keep moving. Let's get to the postseason. So I projected us to win 4 games. That was what our season total was. We won 10 and made the playoffs. So let's check the playoff bracket out, see what we've done so far. We are the 4 seed. We won our division, so we're going to have at least 1 home game, maybe even more. That's kind of absurd. So hot opponent. The Steelers are on a tear. They are 12-5 and are the 5 seed. We're going to be confident. Let's hope we can get something done. I don't know. They're 12-5. That's ridiculous. Either way, we also have a few more things to go through. First of many. Talk about your first playoff game. Yeah, why not? Media. Coach, you're headed into your first playoff game. Playoff success make or breaks a career. We're gonna play it cool because honestly, we're probably not going to win this game. We may just straight up simulate this one. I don't know. We usually like to jump through. Either way, I'll show you the weekly strategy, what we're looking at here. It's all the same guys, except we add in Scarante was not in here. It was, what's his name? Latham, but he got hurt for 1 week, and now he's back. So we'll put him back in. Either way, let's just keep going. Let's get to this playoff game. Starting in this playoff game, we get one at home in Tennessee. Big deal. We get Russell Wilson versus Will Levis. Heck of a game here in the wild card round. Let's get it going. Steelers start off with a 3-point lead. Let's go to the end of the game. We'll just slowly go through this and watch it. We're up by 4 now, but they get 7 of their own. However, we match it, and going into halftime, they're going to have a 3-point lead. We get the ball in the first part of the second half, go down and score. They're struggling to get in the end zone now. Late in the fourth quarter, change of possession here. They get 3 more. Can we make it down? I'm not going to jump in. This is our first year, and I really don't think TJ Watt is tearing us apart. That's going to be, wow, 22 yards on a 4th and 18 to convert. We're getting in field goal range here. 20 points. Wow. Field goal wins the game. No way. We knock off the Steelers in the first round. Big win. We got to check some player stats because some crazy stuff had to have happened. I mean, so first off, 239 yards, no touchdowns, nothing. How did we score points? Who scored points? Latavius Murray got himself 1. Will Levis rushed in 1. There's 14 points. George Pickens ate our lunch. Chigakonko had a good game. Let's see. Defensively, yeah, TJ Watt had 4 sacks. Harold Landry, T'Vondre Sweat both got home once. Kenneth Murray got himself a pick. We forced a fumble, or 2 forced fumbles. We didn't get either of them, though. And then all the good stuff. No safeties, no touchdowns. Either way, we get a win in our first playoff game against a team that was probably a lot better than us. That's a good way to go. We'll go to next week. Round 2, divisional round. We'll have to take on the AFC Gauntlet, it looks like. We got the Browns up next. And if we win this one, never mind, I thought the Ravens were the 1 seed. So the Browns were the 1 seed. So now we have to take on the 1 seed. We do not have this game at home, obviously. We're going to Cleveland. But before we get into that, let's check out our stats. I did not do that already. Will Levis, 4th in yards, 11th in touchdowns. We were the 5th offense in the league. Defense, we were 2nd. We had a mediocre rushing game from Tyjae Spears. Points scored, we were 7th. Calvin Ridley was 10th in receiving yards, 6th in touchdowns. We were 10th in points allowed. Our defense played well. Really good year. Will Levis, heck of a year. 64% is a little high, a little low. The picks are a little high. We need to get that down. But hey, heck of a first real full starting year. Tyjae Spears, solid. Will Levis has another 500 yards on the ground with 5 touchdowns, or that's really 400, I guess. D-Hop and Ridley hit over 1,000. Where is Traylon? Traylon had 600 yards, 2 touchdowns. Not great. And then let's see. Defensively. Sacks. Jeffrey Simmons had 15. Next was 2.5. Spread out. So a lot of spread out junk. Not a ton of sacks for our team. Picks. Joby Weezy got 4. Snead got 3. Molden got 3. 2 from Gray. 2 from Murray. 1 from Key. 1 from McCreary. 1 from Monty Hooker. 1 from Arden Key at the edge rusher position. Is crazy. Fumbles. 1 fumble. No actual recoveries, though. 1 safety from Harold Landry. No defensive touchdowns. That's okay. Either way, the kicking, it's fine. The punting is great. Either way, that's our stats. We had a really good year. That's how we won so many games, I guess, by, playing good football. But now we have another playoff game. Let's go take them on in Cleveland. Will we win this one? I don't know. Didn't think we'd win the last one. So I guess good place to be at, right? I mean, didn't think we were going to win either. And now we're in another. So, cool. Divisional round. Let's get out of here. We're going to go the same thing we just did. Go to the end of the game. We start off with the ball. Get 3 points. Cleveland marches down, gets 7 of their own. However, we match with 7 of our own. Get the ball back and put up 7 more. We have a 10-point lead at the end of the first half, padding the lead up to 17 now. They're not getting anywhere. Now they are. We're going to run this game out, it looks like. I'm assuming that this possession is it. We just ran the Cleveland Browns right out of business. This is ridiculous. Deshaun Watson has a terrible game. 50% completion, 170 yards. Will Levis, very good game. 77% completion. Player stats, Will Levis took care of the ball. That's all you'd like to see. Rushing, Tyjae Spears had a decent game. Nothing crazy about it. Wait, who is that? Latavius Murray got in the end zone. So did Nick Chubb. Receiving, Chigakonkwo did good. Traylon Burks had a great game with a touchdown. D-Hop had a good game. And then defensively, no sacks, or you got 1 sack, excuse me. Any turnovers? Any turnovers? No turnovers. It just was a clean game. We just got the ball and we pushed it downfield and we won. We're going to the AFC Championship in year 1 in one of the rebuilds I thought would take the longest. I mean, this is not expected. I will prove to you that I have not done any force wins on this once we get through this season because it has not happened. I'll prove it to you. I will make sure I remember this time around. But position minimum. Are we really doing this right now? Not enough skill. Okay, just get out of my face. Either way, AFC Championship time, I guess, in a very strange year. Will Levis is that dude. We have to play the Chiefs now. Good way to manage us, bring us back to earth a little bit, or at least I assume. I don't know, unless we win this game. I don't know. Either way, crazy. I'm expecting a loss on this one. It's the Chiefs after all. I would have thought we'd lost to the 12-5 Browns and the 13-4 Browns or Steelers or whoever it has been so far. Jeez, I don't know. This is insane. Let's go ahead and just get to the game, I guess. Fastest way to play the moments. Got to play the Chiefs. They have 3 X factors. Not the best situation for us. However, I never thought we'd be here. So, GEHA Field. Kansas City versus Tennessee. Let's get it going. Jump forward. Let's go to the end of the game like we have been. First drive, 7. Quick. They don't score, but guess who scores? We score. Now, they match it with their own 7, but we still got a 10-point lead. Going into half, remain that 10-point lead. Jeez, we are just killing everyone. What is happening? I don't understand what's going on. Looking at the player stats once again, Levis outduels Mahomes, keeps the ball in taken care of, more yards, not a better completion percentage, but takes care of the ball. Tyjae Spears was decent. Latavius Murray got himself 2 touchdowns. Receiving, D-Hop had 120 yards, ate their lunch. Ridley 40, Okonkwo 20, Burks 29. Let's see. Defensively, Ardenke 2 sacks, big deal for there. LeJC gets a pick on his former teammate, Patrick Mahomes. Any turnovers other than that? Any defensive anythings? I don't know. Nothing. Okay, great. We beat the Chiefs. I don't know what's going on. Super Bowl time. Super Bowl at Allegiant Stadium. Allegiant. I said that kind of funny. We got the Cowboys, Dak Prescott. We got Rico Dowdle, I think, CeeDee Lamb versus Will Levis and the Tennessee Titans. We got, I don't know who number 2 is. Is that Tyjae Spears? D-Hop getting this chance to go play in a Super Bowl for the first time. Let's go. Big deal here. Stadium runouts in Vegas. Nobody cares about you, Dak. Shut up. You're terrible. Either way, let's go. Oh, that's not supposed to be what happened. Super sim, please. Thank you. Come again. Now, we will go to, let's go by quarter this time around. Dallas gets an early lead, 7-0, 14-0. This is about how everything was expecting to go. We'll go by end of game now. We don't score again. They don't score that time. Hey. Now, okay, 7-14. We're getting somewhere. They're still just moving the ball, though. Is that going to be a problem for us? Yeah. 11-point lead. They take it down, make it an 18-point lead. There's the Super Bowl. Dallas wins. Okay, we got humbled. Finally, it happened. We did get humbled in the Super Bowl. Will Levis, not the best game. 165 yards and 1 touchdown. Did get outdueled by Dak Prescott. Tyjae Spears, not the best game either. Just not a great game overall. Not really a very good situation for us. Traylon Burks had a heck of a game. 5 catches for 83 yards. Defensively, Maurice Hurst, 8. Jeffrey Simmons, 8. Micah Parsons got, and DeMarcus Lawrence. They beat up on Will Levis pretty badly. That isn't going to help us get anywhere. Any defensive anything. All right, no. But, hey, we may have lost in the Super Bowl. We shouldn't have made the Super Bowl. This was a overachieving season. I'm okay with it. We'll move on. We're going to go ahead and, we're going to make this team a lot better and give them a real Super Bowl run that matters. But before we go anywhere, let me do this because I said I'll show you that there was no forced wins here. How do you do it? Schedule Let's just go to team schedule. Preseason. Look, regular season, none. Home, okay, that's the bye week, right? None. Postseason. We played them one time. No force wins. None. So, that just happened. I don't know how. Hopefully you guys trust me. I don't lie. Either way. Let's go. We got the offseason ahead of us. Let's do it. In terms of the 2023 season recap, Dak Prescott obviously wins MVP. Super Bowl MVP, that is. Mahomes gets MVP. Shanahan, Coach of the Year. Ayuk, Offensive Player. Parsons, Defensive Player. Rashee Rice gets Rookie of the Year. And Byron Young. Obviously, the first year's always messed up. It can't track both. Either way, we got a good year done. I'm really proud of Will Levis and all the other players we got. Practice squad was absolutely loaded, so we're adding a bunch of good players from there. But we did a lot more than I thought. Maybe we can be good by next year and maybe making a Super Bowl that fast. I don't know. Either way, let's just get to the offseason and take care of business. Time for some offseason negotiations. Caleb Farley. We're not going to accept this option because we're going to extend him long term. I'd rather just get that done now. Sebastian Joseph Day, that is a big, strong deal. I am not paying that. I'd rather wait till free agency and find somebody else because that is just, to me, not worth it. Nick Westbrook-Akine, kind of a big deal. If he'll take just flat 5 for 2 years, I'll give it to him, but that's it. I'm not giving him much. Yeah, he's not taking that. We're fine with it. Mason Rudolph, a good backup, I'll say, but I'm just not really fond of paying him this much either. He's going to test out free agency, whatever. Bohanna, if he'll take a really, discounted deal for multiple years, we'll go 3 years at this rate. Yeah, he's gone. That's fine. I really don't care that much. Chance Campbell, don't need him back. We already have plenty of linebackers. Keandre Coburn, he doesn't want any money, actually, at all. So we're going to give him, a 3-year deal, right there. And he's going to be here. That's just good depth. He's going to just get a little better, and that'll be fine. Nick Folk, we'll find the new kicker. He regressed pretty heavily. Kevin Rader, not worried about him. I think other than that, we're pretty good. I'm just not going to pay Sebastian Joseph Day, almost $10 million a year to be our backup? It's not happening. So, no. We'll go to free agency, and we'll see what we can do there. First, we're going to look at just the best available free agents. So, let's do that, because there could be some good guys here. That'd be exciting. David Bakhtiari, Amari Cooper, Quandre Diggs, Michael Pierce, Marcus May, Micah Hyde, Kaimi Fairbairn, True Tranquil, Corey Bojorquez. Okay, well, first off, we have to get a kicker. I know it's not the most fun thing, but we got to do it. Let's go ahead, and this guy wants to be here. We can pay him less. Cool, sounds good to me. 3 years, about $4 million total. Come on, you're a Titan. Then, we don't need a quarterback. We don't need a running back. Not one of those guys, at least. Don't need a fullback. We don't really need a receiver. I don't think at least at all. Tight end, we could use one, but none of these guys are worth anything. A tackle, I'm not really looking, I don't know. To a point, a left tackle who would start over J.C. Latham and be almost 20 overalls better would not be a bad idea if we really think we're going to win this year. But I'm not sure if I'm even convinced of that. What's the rest of our O-line look like? We've got a good center. How's our left guard? We've got Skoronski, that's right. We've got Cesar Ruiz is decent. Brunskill, I'll take that if he'll go a 4-year deal just because he's going to be better than him immediately and based off of not a whole lot. That'd be really solid. Is there another guard we can maybe pick up? Wynn, who is better but also no dev trait and older. Or we can just stick with Ruiz, who's younger and a dev trait. I'll take that. Colton McKivitz, very solid, but I'd rather draft somebody if we're going to do all that. He's also a little older. Not interested. Defensive ends, I don't think we're really needing of that. Let's just make sure. We have Simmons and Peyton Turner and Keandre Coburn on the left side, it supposedly says. And we have Epinesa, Peyton Turner, Coburn. So we do need maybe one at the position. Could we draft one? Probably. Not really sitting here thinking we're going to take one of these guys and do much with them. Wouldn't mind a Justin Houston, though, just as the mentor badge and all that stuff. That's always a good thing to have. Badge, what is this, 2K? Golly. We'll give him that deal. I'm fine with that. Defensive tackle, we did lose out on Joseph Day, and I'm not really sure I want to bring him back anyways. I would much rather just go with a Greg Gaines or a Michael Hall, who's a free agent for whatever reason. I mean, he's a free agent for whatever reason. So, yeah, let's look at Michael Hall. I'll take a 4, 5, 6-year deal for that money. That sounds pretty good to me. He looks pretty interested. I'm probably going to lower that down because that's the only offer he has. Yeah, I'm going to lower this bonus down to 2.5. That's not enough years. I didn't fix the years. Good job. I don't know why he's a free agent, but that's not my problem. We'll go 7 years till he's 28, and he'll make no money for his entire career. Cool. Sounds good to me. He's going to be relatively interested. Linebackers, edge rusher-wise, we're fine. I mean, we're not fine. We definitely need another edge rusher, but there's not a guy here that we're going to take is what I mean. How are our off-ball guys? We have Murray. We have Gray. We're fine. We have Gibbons. Corners, I'm not interested in any of that. Safety, Quandre Diggs over Elijah Molden. I mean, until he regresses after 1 year to worse than Elijah Molden. Sounds like a good idea, right? What are we looking at here? Amani Hooker, he's fine. All right, I think we're good. So far we've targeted, let's just see. McLaughlin, Cesar Ruiz, Michael Hall, and Justin Houston. We're probably going to get most, if not all of them. Let's see. We get Michael Hall is the big one, in my opinion. Cesar Ruiz is the only one left that he'll probably sign right here or right here. I don't know. Okay, he hasn't signed yet, but we have the best offer still. We've gotten everybody we wanted. I'm sure we'll get him too. Either way, let's just move on to the draft. In free agency, we only get McLaughlin, Hall, and then Houston because Cesar Ruiz took the worst offer from Tampa Bay to go with them. We then tried to throw a very small offer at David Bakhtiari, and he went back and forth between us and Kansas City for a minute. Ultimately signed with Kansas City. But hey, it is what it is. We'll go to the draft. Not too worried about it. We can find some guys. Our line is fine. Could it be better? Yeah, it's fine. We do have those extra draft picks from Buffalo in our trade we made. Should be pretty good for us. We do have the 31st pick in the draft, so let's go right to it. In terms of positional need, a defensive end still wouldn't hurt. There's a couple guys that I have been scouting. Let's see. We have a lot of scouting done on receivers. Let's go ahead and go to those defensive ends. I think they're both right ends. Jeremiah Campbell was one. I guess the other one's gone. Campbell looks really solid. He's a first-round talent, that's for sure. Good to know. We'll go ahead and check everything else out. Not really interested in a linebacker. Could use an edge rusher. I just don't know how good this guy really is. I didn't scout him enough. I should have. My fault. In terms of corners, we really don't need one. It's a kind of a luxury, but I'm not against the luxury. Walls looks really good. Good size, 6'3", 208, B's across the board. First cornerback in 40-yard dash, elite everything except for jumping and strength. Excuse me, hiccups. Awareness is A to C. This guy looks really good. We might see if he's there next round. I like him a lot, but I might feel like the other guy's more important. Receiver-wise, not really seeing anything I care about. Not really anything at all. I mean, the BCC is better than any of these. Those are the more important stats at the bottom. He's good speed, whatever. Medium routes A, kick returns A, injuries an A, releases a C, catching's a B. He's solid, but just not amazing. Not amazing. Tight ends, there's a couple guys we're interested in. That guy looks really good. We might take a stab at him later on. Offensive lineman, nobody I think we're interested in now. We might come back to this one later. Probably will. But yeah, I think we're going to take this defensive end here. I looked at Brandon Gallimore. Jeremiah Campbell looks really solid. 40's fine. What's his size? He's actually 6'5", 314. He's a big old dude. Elite strength. Definitely more of a power guy. Looks really good outside the finesse moves, but he's really big. So we'll take him. He's got a hidden dead trait. Looks good to me. 93 strength, 77 speed, 84 acceleration. Should be a very good player. We'll go ahead and go to the next round. We have the 18th pick. That must be from Buffalo. We're looking for that cornerback. I believe it was Walls. Or is it that other guy that I just saw that I'm reading? I'm not really sure. He's gone. Doesn't surprise me. Looking at the man coverage is really the most important. Man or zone. This guy's probably fine. Trayvon Pamphile. However, we'll look at other things. Tight ends. Cliff Thomason. He's a second, third round. We might need to get him now if we want him at all. In terms of other players, though, Corey Anthony looks solid. Let's see. Nobody in center. McAdams looks good. Mark Porter looks good. We got a lot of options there, but they are 3 to 4 to day 3 guys. So I think tight end might be our next pick. I think I like that the best. We're not interested in a quarterback, obviously. Selvey looks pretty decent. It's 5'11", 220. Not as fast, but he's a power back. He'd be a second. I'm not taking a power back and a secondary back in the second round, though. That's not happening. I think either a tight end or a guard will be the best. Jackson looks good. Barnett looks good. Was that receiver we looked at there? Givens, I believe it was. Is that correct? I think it was. Yeah, that's BCC. That's what it was. We could go receiver or we could go tight end. He's around 1 to 2. The tight end is a 2 to 3. For what it's worth. What do we need more? Probably the tight end. We have D-Hop. Let's check the roster, because the regression might be pretty rough. There's a possibility that the regression could be rough. So let's do that. NFL rosters. I mean, if we have D-Hop, but he's an 80 now, that's a pretty bad drop. He's still an 84. Ridley, Burks, Phillips. I mean, we got a good group. I don't really think we need the receiver so bad. If he's there if we take the tight end and he's there at 31, I think we make a stab at him. But we'll take the tight end for now. We do have a better need for tight end. Cliff Thomason. He's 6'6", 255, pretty big guy. 85 speed, really good player overall. 76 strength, green everything. 79 change of direction, not a bad player. We'll move forward. Now we will go to our second round pick. Maybe our guy will be there. There goes the running back Selvey from Washington State. I don't remember the name again, but he was a receiver. He's gone. It was Zaire something. He's gone. Okay. I'm not interested in any of these guys. Not really, at least. Checking out the D-tackles. Nothing standing out. We might have gotten a D-tackle already in our guy we just drafted. The speed rusher, that doesn't look great. This one doesn't look too bad. 3 potential Bs. Tackle's good. What are we looking at here? Jason Tillman. Great speed. 4'6" speed. Good hit power. Bad stamina. Bad injury. Yikes. I'm good. How about corners? What are we looking at here? Pam File's still here. You want to look at a combo between man and zone and see how good they are. Like 2Cs ain't great, but for a later round, that's fine. Almost an A from Hatcher. Interesting. I think I'm going to go with Pam File just to be safe. He should be the best one available. Great speed. 4'3" speed. C-man. Potentially better zone. C-tackle isn't bad. Good injury. 93 speed. 92 acceleration. He's going to be pretty solid. Not too bad there. We will look at the receiver room down the board here. We're going to have to skip all the way to the 4th round now. No 3rd round pick for us. That's fine. Let's go, please. There we go. Was not moving. Oh, boy. Receiver. What is that name? Pearson? K1? Is that what that is? I don't know. I have no idea. 2 A's on catch and catch in traffic. His deep route and stuff is bad, but he's got decent speed. Bad release. A catching traffic. B run block, B short route. This guy looks okay. What's his size? 6'1", 200? He's decent. What's his projection? Day 3? We're in day 3, but we're early. Let's see how many linemen are left. Clinton looks okay. For what it's worth. Let's see. I don't know. Cameron Peake's probably the best one, but he's a UDFA. We can wait on them. Is there anybody draftable left in the linemen? Jeez. No. Bobby Shields maybe is decent, but probably not. Let's see. I don't even know. So, I mean, like, I see nothing here that's worth it except for Emmett Arthur. We're going to take him, whatever. Looks okay. 91 speed, 94 acceleration, 78 jumping, 90 agility, 95 change of direction. He looks really solid, actually. Iowa State, really, really solid. We get our second 4th round pick. This was Buffalo in ours round. And we'll go all the way back to the 7th round. So we'll take somebody here and then just see where we get. I don't feel like we're going to find much right now. I mean, we've kind of run this course already. Doesn't look like this draft class is very good overall. A linebacker, I guess, is the next thing we could potentially use. Cordell Roten looks okay. Nick Green might be better. Let's look at these three guys. So Nick Green, elite speed, 4.5 speed. Zone coverage is an A. Finesse move is bad. Play rec's a D. That's bad. Man coverage is B. That's solid. Pursuit is C. Jeremiah Shepard, elite speed. Finesse move is bad. Hit power bad. Man coverage bad. Zone coverage okay. Stamina okay. Pursuit okay. Awareness meh. And then what was the other guy? Cordell Roten. Solid speed, 4.6. Hit power's good. Tackle's good. Man coverage is bad. Zone coverage maybe. Pursuit might be good. Block shedding's good. We'll go with Cordell Roten. I think he might be the best one here. We'll see. I don't know. And we're going to let the CPU finish out the 7th round. Our draft recap. Jeremiah Campbell's really good. 76 overall, very good. Cliff Thomason's 74. Penfile not great, but Emmett Arthur's a 75, so that's really good there. I don't know what happened there. Roten's fine. Shamir Jones fine. Philip Reef, not bad for a 7th round pick. Fine with me. We're going to keep all those things as they are. We're just going to get to the first part of next season. Year 2 going to start off. Will Levis at quarterback. Tyjae Spears. Nothing new here. We bring in Cordero Patterson as our veteran. We're going to start our rookie tight end over Okonkwo just because he's a few years younger and probably has some more upside overall. The O-line is essentially all the same. Traylon Burks becomes our wide receiver 2. Ridley is now our 3. They're the same overall. Why not? Arthur will be our wide receiver 4. That's a big deal there. Defensively, I moved Campbell to D tackle because he went up 4 overalls. Well, I think it was 3 overalls, but he got an extra dev trait point. He is 6'5", 315, so like it just makes sense. He's more of a D tackle shape anyways. So on that defensive line now, we have Campbell and Sweat interior, Epinesa and Simmons, Michael Hall playing the backup on both sides. And then the secondary is pretty solid. Sneed, McCready goes up to 84. Awuzie at 81. Caleb Farley at 78. Really solid group. Cedric Gray's now our number 1 linebacker. Still lacking on the edge rusher positions, but hopefully our strong D-line can keep away from that problem. And then Elijah Molden and Amani Hooker both are star dev now, so that's a good upgrade for us there. Either way, let's start this season 2 off. We made it Super Bowl season 1. I think we can definitely do that again this year. Let's just get to it. Big bad news. Harold Landry out for the season. 18 weeks, and it's week 5. That's it. That's the season. He's going on IR. We have no edge rushers now, and not to mention, we're 0-4. Okay, so that took way too long. Sorry. We got to do something here. We have to make a move. Jeremiah Campbell is superstar. That is highly beneficial. Amazing. I can't say anything else other than that. I mean, that is incredible. That's going to help us out a ton. But we have a major loss now. Need an edge rusher because we don't have one. I think it's time to consider who is off contract next year and maybe trade for a really good player. Caleb Farley, Kenneth Murray, Elijah Molden, D-Hop. Oof. That's going to be a tough one. That's going to be a hit to our receiver room, no doubt about it. I mean, I think Caleb Farley's a guy we probably want to bring back. He's 25. He's 78. He's got a star dev. I think if we can get him down at this number right here, increase the salary, we'll probably bring him back. Kenneth Murray, I'm not too sure. He's now our 2nd linebacker. What's the point in having him? I mean, 2.7 a year is really great. I don't know. We'll see if... Okay, he's back. We're good with that. That was too cheap of a deal to pass up on. Elijah Molden's making progress. We're going to give him a 5-year. Get him for about $3 million a year. That's not much at all. We're not trading him. But D-Hop's a guy that he might have to be on the outs. I mean, I just don't see a way we're going to willingly keep him around. Let's check out what we can do. We need to find a real edge rusher. A real legitimate option at the edge rusher position. Maybe a guy who has a year left on his deal. Problem is, not everybody's going to be the same type of linebacker as us. So let's find a team who does. Shaq Barrett, not a guy. X-Factor Shaq Barrett. What are we doing? Diaby. Who do they have? Diaby, and that's not really the same thing either. Vince Izzo, is he actually a... He's a off-ball backer. See? Can't do that one. Bosa has 2 years left on his deal. Khalil Mack, that's too old. I'm not trying to go for an oldie. Bosa's a target. We might look at Bosa. Let's see. Colts, no, not those. Not the Commanders. Not Clark. Okay, we got Chubb and Phillips. Option there. Nolan Smith, Dave Brown. They're the most nothing name ever. Kayvon Thibodeau has 2 years on his deal. Brian Burns has 2 years on his deal. Tough, man. Trayvon Walker could be an option, potentially. Rashawn Gary has 4 years left. What is... Yeah, Preston Smith's not any good. Not worth it at all. We just got to find somebody. Matt Judon is 1 year, but he's too old. I'm not trying to get a guy that old. About as old as I'd go, about 29. I really can't do anything older than that with it being worth it. Boye Mafe, 2 years left on his deal. Alex Highsmith, 4 years. TJ Watt, 2 years. I mean, I'd obviously love TJ Watt, but I don't think there's any way they give him up, right? I mean, it's going to be a first pick and it's going to be a player. That's a lot closer than I thought it'd be. We're talking about TJ Watt here. You know, honestly, I'm thinking part of me would rather go Alex Highsmith. He's younger by 2 years, has almost the same overall. Well, I say that. It's 9 overalls off. But it's also TJ Watt. I'd honestly consider trying to keep D-Hop. Move off of Ridley. They like him more. But they don't for somehow. The only downside to this is we lose both players next year. Can I give them 2 future firsts and keep this year's? Any way that would work out? No, we're not even close. That's a lot of stuff for one player. But it's also TJ Watt. We're going to go for Alex Highsmith. I don't want to spend too much. We're going to go back to having it be D-Hop because he's off contract, and that's kind of our issue here. Not far off with a 2027 first. I really like to not go too high. They need a quarterback. Y'all want Malik Willis? Y'all want to go for the other quarterback that was in your draft class that you took Kenny Pickett over? Funny. That's how close are we with the 26 pick? We're not far off here. I'm thinking 26 and a third this year. Is that close enough? We're going to have to go with the second this year or 2 firsts later. We'll go with the... We're going to go with a third and a third. We're going to try that. We're very close here. We're very close. How about a second in 2 years? We'll do that much. That should get it done. Alex Highsmith is a very good player. He's got a contract that'll last. He's only 27. We get our player. D-Hop goes out. We bring in Alex Highsmith. He's going to be our #1 edge rusher from here on out. Big upgrade to our edge rusher room, that's for sure. You know, he can be a #1. He's a 90 overall. It's a really good player. We need a guy, especially with Harold Landry going down. And when Harold Landry comes back, him being a 2 is going to be pretty great. That's going to help out a ton. So, we also have room to bring in another receiver. We'll check the, what you want to call it, the free agents. Alex Highsmith is our starting right outside linebacker. Arden Key will start there. That looks good to me. Is Dimu KJ the next backup on both sides? He is. Good deal. So now, since we put Harold Landry on IR, which he would be back for late playoffs, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But if we do that, we might be able to bring in another receiver. Not that, sorry. I see Devontae Parker down the board. I'd rather go with like a Ray McLeod or Olamide Zaccheaus. I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to go with one of these younger guys because we already have some young guys I'd like to just get playing anyways. 22, Jamari Thrash. Nah. We'll go with Diami Brown or Justin Ross. We'll go with Diami Brown. He's a little bit of a different player. We'll take him. Diami Brown, welcome to the team. There's our new receiver, probably 5. We have the rookie, obviously. And that'll be it. Let's go ahead and keep moving this season along. Sitting here week 18, 4-12. Not great. We have had a very opposite year of what last year was. Apparently, Cedric Gray somehow hit superstar. He didn't ever say he had a breakout game. He just went up and over dev trait. I never saw breakout linebacker. Didn't happen. But now he's that. That's cool. Negotiations. We've already brought back Molden Farley for basically the numbers that you saw earlier. I wouldn't mind bringing back Radens for just like what he's already worth. I mean, that's a really solid grab, and it's not too expensive. Sadiq Charles, also another guy would... I mean, if we're not going to get Radens, at least probably get one of them back. He's tempted at the offer. Diami Brown, really just not a necessary pickup. Rashad Weaver, nothing I'm really interested in there, to be quite honest with you. 67 overall. I don't know if he'll take, not that. If he'll take a 2-year deal right there, I'll take it. Cool. He'll be depth. That's great. Other than that, I'm not really interested in any of the vets. Stonehouse, I'll bring him back. He's a 25-year-old punter. Why not? You got to have a punter on your roster, period. He'll come back. And then Traylon Burks with his option, we're probably going to reject that because he's only an 81. I don't think I'll have to pay him $20 million a year after that. So let's see if we can get one more win, or we finish 4-12. 4-13. We do finish 5-12. Okay, cool. Weekly award. We get a weekly award as well. Kenneth Murray, 8 tackles, 1 sack, 1 interception. We have a buttload of franchise staff points. And, well, we had a terrible year. You can see down here in the bottom, our offense was 30th. Pass yards was 25th. Rush yards was 29th. Defense was 29th in points per game. We didn't allow a lot of passing yards. We were top 10 in that, but last in rushing yards. Incredibly bad. Incredibly bad. Not good. We have to make some massive improvements, I think, to our O-line. I think to maybe our running back position as a whole. I think to probably our receiver room. Probably to our edge rusher room. Well, we got Alex Highsmith, so we maybe can swing something around this time. But yeah, we'll get to the postseason and see who wins and also get to free agency. Hey, while you're still here, go check out Dubby.gg. Use code Shredder for 10% off your order on anything on the website Dubby.gg. Either way, Patrick Mahomes wins MVP once again and Super Bowl MVP this time around. Jonathan Taylor, Offensive Player of the Year. Head Coach of the Year was Robert Saleh. Defensive Player of the Year, Max Crosby. Rookie of the Year, Dwayne Wall and Craig Walls. A halfback and a cornerback win those. So, we didn't get any of them. However, we had a down year. A very bad year. Let's check our stats because they weren't good. Will Levis only had 3,400 yards and 15 touchdowns. Terrible. What happened? I didn't change any schemes or anything. The rushing is not much different than last year. We weren't that great of a rushing team anyways. Just terrible passing. And, we had D-Hop for most of the season. It can't be that much of a difference, right? Surely. You'd think. Defensively, sack numbers, Jeffrey Simmons 6.5, 5 for Alex Highsmith. Not many at all. Jeremiah Campbell had 5 on the interior. He's an award winner somehow. Interception, Cedric Gray had 4. That must be how he got. And 135 tackles. Insane. 8 tackles for loss, a sack and a half. Really good. 3 interceptions for him and 4 for Gray. 3 for Snead, 1 for McCreary, 1 for Molden. How many, let's see. Any safeties? No. Any touchdowns? No. Cool. I don't know. I don't know how we got so much worse. We just did. Simple as that. We just got worse. So, this offseason, we got to make some big changes. We got to get better. This is kind of how I expected this to go. We'll go to year 3. Guess we'll see what happens in free agency and in the draft. I really don't know what else to say. This next week should be the re-signing period, which I don't think we bring back anybody at all. $76 million. Traylon Burks, we're going to decline his option. We're going to just extend him straight up. Diami Brown, we don't need you. Dylan Radins, we don't need you. Sadiq Charles, we might bring him back just because of the depth he offers. He doesn't want to. I'm not worried about it then. James Williams, not really interested. Brunskill is a starting guard for us, but we're going to wait. He might be a guy we can bring back later. Stonehouse, we'll get him back. Whatever. He's back. It's a punter. Congratulations. And Radins, if he's just going to leave, he's going to leave. I'm not really going to give him anything better than this. Yeah, he's gone. So, we'll have to fix our line. We definitely have at least 2 spots we have to fill. One way or another. Free agency, here we come. There should be some good offensive linemen available. Checking them out. We have $70 million to spend. We got Bakhtiari back on the market. Wyatt Teller and Bitonio. Wyatt Teller's definitely our number 1 target. No doubt about it. We got to get this guy here. We need a guard very badly. We do have Petit Frere who can play. We have that option if we need to go that way. I'd really rather not. Actually, Landon Dickerson available. Hold on. So, let's go through this first. Quarterback, we don't need. Halfback, we really could get Jonathan Brooks. If he stays around, he has no offers right now. If he hangs around, we might offer him. Receiver, I'm not really interested in any of these guys, especially for $13 million. Elijah Moore, thank you. I'm good. Tight ends, I'm good. Bakhtiari, Kingsley Suamatai at a 78 overall. Better than J.C. Latham. I don't know, man. Landon Dickerson an 85, and he's 26 years old. Versus Wyatt Teller at 30, who's 3 overalls better. Yeah, just 3. What's the price difference? 15 to 16. So not much. So we're going to offer Dickerson instead. Give him a 4-year deal. Give him a little more money. And we're going to go and reject our offer from Teller. I'd rather do that. He's just older. I'm not going to pay for that. Let's see. So we're going to more than likely land Dickerson. Let's hope so, at least. And then center. I mean, this isn't any better than what we got. I don't think. We got Lloyd Cushenberry. Never mind. I forgot. Run skill. He'll be there if we need him to come back. Whatever. Havenstein's there. Amarius Mims is there. I mean, better than Radens, really, if we're being honest. He's all the way down here. We could go get Mims and bring him in for $7 million a year. Be a better tackle than we started with. I think we'll do that much. At least offer it. We'll go 5 years. Hopefully he signs. We like him. I mean, yeah, we're the only offer. We're going to lower that money. We're going to go 5 years but lower this money down because we're the only offer, and he might accept anyways. Let's see what we're at. Much lower. We'll have to monitor that pretty high, but we'll be fine. We're good on defensive ends. We're good on the D-line. Our D-line's very, very good. Kuntz is available. That's interesting. Chop Robinson available. That's pretty interesting as well. He'd be better than Arden Key at this point. More than likely. I mean, I assume Arden Key's going to regress. We're going to offer a lower number, but we're going to give him an offer anyways. This is one of those things that's the downside of using a roster. Sometimes it just doesn't work out the best, and things go crazy on you like that. He should not be available, but he is. We'll offer Shoyinka, too, just because, I mean, if he's willing to play and he's better than, what's his name, Arden Key, cool. Let's see, I don't know. Nate Wiggins available? That's insane. He's $6 million a year. We don't really need him. We can't really play him too much. I don't know. I don't know if we can pass up on an offer at least. 5 years for $6 million. He's apparently not been too good. He's not really developed very much. Very good offer for him. He's very interested in that. We're the only offer. And I don't think we need a safety. I think we're pretty good in the safety room. I think we're good there. So, according to our targets, Landon Dickerson we should get. Nate Wiggins, we're going to lower that offer just a hair. We're the only offer, and he wants to be here, so he'll probably sign anyways. Shoyinka, we're fighting for. Chop Robinson, we're fighting for. And Amarius Mims. Let's see what we get on the first go-around. On our signings, we get Shoyinka. We didn't get the other guy. I don't remember who he was anymore. I forgot. Chop Robinson, that's fine. Dickerson, we're going to have to improve our offer. We'll go 4 years. Give him some stability. He should be very enticed now. We actually moved down because of that. Are you kidding me? We're going to go up to $10 million for him. He's a young guard. We can pay that. I mean, I think he's worth it, really. We're going to get the other two more than likely. Let's hope for Dickerson, and we did not get Dickerson. That really blows. All right, now we got to check out that. Bitonio and Dickerson are gone. Great. Teller's gone. Great. It's either Brunskill or Bates. We'll go with Bates. He's better and younger. For 2 years at that number, and hopefully he signs because that sucks. And we got no guard. Cool. Kendrick Green is our new guard, it looks like. 2 years for, we're lowering this number because he already wants to be here a little bit. He's interested at least somewhat. Kendrick Green, anybody else available that makes any sense? We just blew it on the O-line. I mean, absolutely blew it. Garrett Bowles, not really worth it. Did we get a right tackle? I don't remember. We've signed... That's it? Just Shoyinka? Oh my goodness. We lost on everybody else. Mims. We did not get Mims. Great. I forgot to look at it. Great. I just botched that one pretty bad myself. That is on me. Spencer Brown is the best available, unless we go with a Garrett Bowles. Or Charles Leno. Dan Moore actually isn't too bad, but he wants $10 million. Are you kidding me? The point of this was to improve our O-line, and that hasn't gone very well, because I blew it. He's a 74 and he's 26 and he wants $10 million. Versus he's a 74 and he's 27 and he wants $7 million. He wants to be here. Not Charles Leno. Crap. Wow, man. This is going to really blow. I click Charles Leno again. We should get him at least. Wow, this has been brutal. Didn't get any of the guys we really wanted. We're going to go try to get Dan Moore. Not for this number at all. I don't want to pay that. I'd rather pay Spencer Brown. Because he's way less already. We're not even going to pay him that much either because he doesn't want to be here anyways, and I don't want him here if he doesn't want to be here. He's the only offer, so that should be fine. In other edge rusher news, we could go get a Michael Hogt as a depth piece, but we do have Shoyinka, and we're going to get Harold Landry back. We have Alex Highsmith. We should be fine. Did not get Nate Wiggins. Ben St. Juste is a free agent. Not really that interested to the point. I mean, nothing. I don't know. We're just in a weird spot. Kool-Aid McKinstry available. I am interested in that one for depth pieces at least. We'll do this. We'll do that. That looks really good. We'll have some depth now. Can potentially move off Awuzie if he gets to be off contract and make it a trade piece. Free safety. Is he better than Elijah Molden? Same age. No point in bringing him in. Just no point. I think that's about it. I think that's what we've got to have. That's what we're going to do. Kool-Aid and the 2 linemen. Hopefully we get one of them. That's all I got to say. So free agency turned out pretty strange for us. We bring in Garrett Bowles. If you look over to the top right, he got a very much lower deal. He wanted probably almost 3 times that, and no one had offered him, so I gave him a really low offer, and he took it. We got him now. He might be a starter for us somewhere. Tryon Schwenk is here. Kool-Aid McKinstry's here. Spencer Brown, we ended up getting him and Kendrick Green. So what we're going to do, we're going to look at just the best offensive linemen and play them in their most fitting roles. J.C. Latham, there's a solid chance he moves into guard. He's, in my opinion, in real life, he's probably a better guard than he actually is at tackle anyways. But let's look at our depth chart and just kind of see how this fixes. Left tackle, I think Garrett Bowles here, he's a pure left tackle. That makes too much sense. Then we look at the left guard spot. Peter Skoronski, he's a fixture. Cushenberry, a fixture. Now, here's where we get into some interesting things. J.C. Latham to me is a guard. I think he's better than Petit Frere. We move him to there. Good enough. Petit Frere at right tackle? Probably not. Let's try Spencer Brown. Yes, sir. Looks a little better. Could we play J.C. Latham here? Yeah, but Spencer Brown actually is better. So Latham will stay at guard. I know Petit Frere says he's better, but we want Latham to play for sure. I think this will be good for our power running. We could definitely look at that. So Bowles, Skoronski, Cushenberry, and then Latham and Brown. That's going to be what our lineup is for the O-line. Kind of strange. We got a lot of O-line additions. We also have a lot of trade offers here. Let's look at this. So Tryon Schwenk has offers. I think Chidobe Awuzie is probably the one I'm most interested in trading. Blake Fisher, we don't need a lineman anymore, thankfully. Tyler Lockett, I would love to get a receiver, but not an 80 overall one. And, I mean, there's just not a lot here that's very interesting, to be quite honest. Honestly, with what our team looks like, we can go get D-Hop back. Yay, let's go. No, what our team looks like now, I think we just need weapons. Let's go ahead and take a gander right here at the lineups. This is year 3. And O-line-wise, I mean, that's a pretty solid unit in my opinion. It's better. We got better. That's for sure. Tight end, I mean, it's fine. We got a second-year player. I think our receivers are starting to be lacking. We have a problem at receiver. Emmett Arthur's playing down 2 overalls. Everybody's playing down 2 overall or so. We need a real number 1 receiver. We have an 81 as our best receiver. That's a problem. Cedric Gray's up to X Factor. I had no idea. Also, Jeffrey Simmons and Campbell are both superstar. That's a big deal. Okay, so that is a pretty sizable thing. Elijah Molden lost his, but hey, I mean, I think Kenneth Murray may have gone up, and Alex Highsmith is a star. This is a good defense. Really good defense. I like what we're looking at here. Our defense is an 87 overall. That's a pretty good unit. I like it quite a bit. But offensively, the weapons are just lacking. Tyjae Spears, he is an 86. Pretty solid. just hasn't run great. Maybe that's the O-line's fault. We'll kind of get a true answer to that this year. But I think we need to figure out a receiver. Well, we look at that. And then we go to the mock draft. We pick, I believe, 5th overall. Yes, 5th overall. Positionally, there is not a receiver in this class anywhere. Austin Stewart. That's it. Like, I don't know that is what we're looking for. He doesn't particularly look great. The release is bad. For a first-round guy, I'm not really convinced. 6'3", 196 looks fine. I don't know. We'll do some more scouting on him if we can, but I'm not really feeling very good about that. We might look to trade the 5th pick and maybe a Chidobe Awuzie to go get a really good corner, or a really good receiver. Garrett Bowles, we're going to decline any offers for him. He's our starter now. Tryon Shoyinka, we're probably going to decline offers for him, at least for now. Let's go see what we can do around draft time. We're definitely going to look to trade Chidobe Awuzie. We have plenty of corner depth, but look at some of these offers. Edmonds, Rousseau, Miners, high 80s, low 90s, what we're looking at here, or young players, not that I want him. John Allen, big deal. Blake Hooker, Kevin Levy, Bobby Okereke, Aiden Hutchinson, X-Factor Aiden Hutchinson. That one's incredibly enticing. We do need a receiver, but man, I think I can do this and maybe trade Harold Landry or Tryon Shoyinka for maybe a decent receiver. That's a big deal. Him and Alex Highsmith would be a nasty duo. Devontae Adams is available with a 2nd-round pick at that. Amari Cooper. To me, I need to figure out what kind of deals these guys have left. Like, if Devontae has more than 1 year on his deal. He has 2 years. He's 32, though. It's pretty old. Amari Cooper on the Vikings. He has 3 years, but he's not even as good. I'd much rather go get a Jordan Addison type. I could reason that. If they would take him, I would absolutely do it. We're going to try this trade. We got Jordan Addison. I probably should have asked for a little more because that 1st-round pick is pretty valuable. But Jordan Addison is a 23-year-old wide receiver on his rookie deal. Going to be a big piece for us. I'm excited about that one. We can go to the draft. We can go to the 2nd round. We can take care of business here. What do we need? We could use another running back. We don't really have anybody outside of Spears. I'm willing to take a running back here. We could use maybe a linebacker. Let's check the running backs. Southward looks decent, that's for sure. Antonio Candidate. I'm not really seeing anything crazy. Eli Manning's little brother here. They look pretty similar. Linebackers. We would look for more of an edge rusher, if anything, but speed rusher, that's 3rd round. I'm not doing that. I don't know. Run stopper, Brewer. I mean, you can make them play an edge position, though we don't really need an edge, I guess. We have Highsmith, but Harold Landry, Schwenka, I don't know. Maybe. Cornerbacks. Man coverage A to C. Nothing amazing. Cornerback actually really low in this draft class, it looks like. Nothing I'm seeing that's insane. Just a bunch of decent, really. Honestly, I wouldn't be upset to try to, trade this pick and pick up a good linebacker elsewhere as well. Honestly, we're in a spot where our roster needs to be better, but I don't know how it's going to get better. We could get another edge rusher. Jordan Addison's going to be a big piece. He's going to be very helpful. Will Levis has to take a step up himself. But I think we're going to see if we can trade this pick to get another good edge rusher, maybe upgrade Harold Landry. I think that would be very beneficial for us. Get another guy outside of Alex Highsmith. I wonder how much it would cost to get Aiden Hutchinson if they were already offering him for a Awuzie. Arden Key. Let's offer Harold Landry. He's got a lot of money tied to him. We'll see what we can do here. Some decent offers here. Go get a Drake London for another wide receiver spot. We don't need this guy. We have Arden Key as our 3, and Tryon Shoyinka will be our backup on the other side. Trayvon Morig to get a really good safety. Drake London's enticing. That'd be a really good young wide receiver trio of Addison, London, and then Burks. That'd be very interesting. Get Dallas Goedert to be a very good tight end. A lot of really good here, but just not enough amazing. I don't know. Let's see where we can do. If I can get Hutchinson in any way, shape, or form, how close are we to this? Not at all close. Would Trial and Choinka be better? I'd rather get rid of the other, but Joey Bosa? I mean, he's an 85 now. Massive regression from him. We are getting better offers here. Christian Gonzalez, that's a big one. Marig, Quentin Coleman, a strong safety. Stephon Diggs. I don't know. We got to find something. I'll let you know what I figure out. To me, this Drake London fit just makes too much sense. We could use him as a number 2 receiver behind Addison. Harold Landry, we don't need. We get rid of the money. It's just a better situation. We also get a 3rd round pick back. We could still flip this around. So 4th round, I think we keep the 4th round pick. We get that 3rd round pick in 2027. I mean, and now looking at our roster, receiver room, massive overhaul. Calvin Ridley becomes highly expendable. Probably a guy we need to get rid of because of the money tied up to him. Linebacker, Arden Key. Tryon Shoyinka will be our number 2. Arden Key will be our 3, which is a really good upgrade. Let's see what we can get for Calvin Ridley. A good linebacker that's young. Sounds good. Dante Jackson, potentially. Xavier Howard. Oof. Arnold Ebiketie. That would be a really good number 3. I wish I found something that had a little more value overall, but, you know, we're working things here. I don't know. What do we need? We need a right guard. Well, we have that. We have the O-lineman. We're really not worried about that. It's saying it's worse than it is because we don't have Latham selected as an O-lineman, okay? So let's go see who's available in that, linebacker spot. Maybe we can even upgrade. You know, something like an outside backer over here. Joey Bosa for a 1-year run would be nice, but that's a lot to ask for 1 year of him, really. And I don't want to really bring him back because he's already regressed from an 89 to a 85, and I just don't like that. Jalen Phillips, though. The only problem we're doing here is we're getting to a lot of negative money. There'd be a big problem there. Arnold Ebiketie as well. We're getting to a point where we have to pay Addison. We have to pay Drake London. It's a lot of guys to have to pay at one time. I think Trayvon Walker, but 2 years is tough. If it was 3, I might do it. Rashawn Gary, that's a good one. Plus he's X Factor. What can we do here? They have Lucas Van Ness standing and waiting. We're not anywhere close to this. I'd love Rashawn Gary on this team. That'd be a great fit. We can offer another 3rd in the future. One of the trades we just did. We're not getting anywhere close. Okay, just forget about that. We don't want Clowney. Judon, he's got 2 years, but he's an X Factor, but just no thanks. Chop Robinson versus Byron Young at a linebacker? I don't think so, bud. Wait. He's only 2 years, never mind. Yeah, I just don't really like a whole lot here. TJ Watt, how about now? Y'all gonna like him less now because he's a little older? Not really. That's funny. I was just trying to mess with it. Will Anderson? I mean, pretty good player, I might say. He might be pretty good. Might be. Oh, man, this is tough. I just don't see anything that I can really just reason. Dallas Turner is sitting here behind Van Ginkel. That would be a good upgrade. We get rid of Ridley. We probably would have made this trade earlier if I would have thought about it a little bit. How close were we just... Dallas Turner's our number 2. Back in the actual draft, we're going to take a look at the guards and stuff just for depth and whatnot, but, that's about it. I don't really have anything else to look for in this draft. I don't know. Will Childress looks potentially really good, but also potentially really bad. Don't have any idea what he is. Yeah, I just don't really see anything here that I care for. Nothing here stands out to me. This guy's day 3. We're in round 4. I mean, that might be good enough for me to draft him at this point. Is he any better? Is this guy any better than the other one? That's all I got to see. Skills, awareness is B, lead block is B, pass block is B. Awareness is A. All right, we'll take Oscar Roten. He probably isn't going to be very good, but we'll take him. We're going to let the CPU finish this out because we got to get to the next season. In our draft recap, we just wow. We just get a lot of depth. That's about it. I mean, I'm not upset about it. We get, a center and a guard. That's actually pretty solid. We get 3 O linemen and a running back. Definitely working on that running game. But we have a much different team based off of things before. We got to move things around. We're going to be in a pretty big rush to win here. Will Levis is a superstar quarterback. Tyjae Spears is a solid running back. Receiver-wise, we have a much different room. Jordan Addison, Drake London, Traylon Burks, Kyle Phillips, Emmett Arthur, Jalen Polk, Jaquan Jackson. Solid tight end room. Tackles, lots of them. We're going to move Latham to, I believe it's right guard. And hopefully he kind of moves up overall-wise. He was a 73 before. And now he'll be a, we'll check in a second. Pete Ferrer can stay. Skoronski's good. Kendrick Green is backup depth. That's solid. He's still a 73, but he's our starter there nonetheless. And we're just pretty decent. We're pretty decent across the board. Jeffrey Simmons, still very good, a superstar. We have really good depth in a lot of positions. Like, really, really good depth. We need to move Dallas Turner over to the other side to be our left outside linebacker. He was just kind of sitting and waiting behind, what's his name, Andrew Van Ginkel. So, might as well free him up and let him be our starter, right? Get Dallas Turner over here. Reunited with his old teammate J.C. Latham. Get a real good edge rusher for us as an edge rusher, too. Kenneth Murray back taking over the spot for Cedric Gray, though Cedric Gray is an X factor. Alex Highsmith, still our best player on the edge. And then we did lose, what's his name? Awuzie, but we have so much depth here. We have, 76 is our fourth best corner still. That's not bad. Molden, and there's our safety groups. That's pretty much everything. That's our team. Let's just get to it. So I haven't simulated 1 minute, and I just saw that there is an offer for Joe Tryon-Shoyinka, who is now our third. We still have Arden Key. Daniil Hunter is available. We could play him over A.J. Epinesa. We could also go get Shamir Barnett, a 22-year-old guard who would start over J.C. Latham with a star dev and 4 overalls better. What is happening? Darius Slay's even solid. We don't need Shoyinka. That's a fact. We just don't need him. No problem with him, but just don't. Will Freeze, doesn't have the star dev, but still good. I think we're going to check Will Freeze, Fries, whatever, and who's the other one? The Jets, is it right? No. Who was the guard? Who was the other guard? We had another guard offer. The Packers, Shamir Barnett. Yeah, we need to see who has more years on contract, because that might make some difference. The one problem with Daniil Hunter, though that would be an awesome addition, did not mean to click that. It'd be a great addition, but he's on a 1-year deal, and we're already probably going to have a lot of guys expiring this year. Let's just check it out. Team salaries, 2025, 2026, let's see. So who has 0? Malik Willis, Katana Oladipo, Ryan Watts, Jalen Mayfield. Okay, nobody of really matter yet, but McCreary, London, Levis, Okonkwo, Key, Bowles, Turner, Jerry Sneed, Amani Hooker, Traylon Burks. Okay, so basically every starter that matters. Yeah, so we need to get somebody who's going to be on contract for a while. We need to check out, let's go see that guard from the Colts and from the Packers. Those are our 2 targets right here. Packers guard, who's a left guard, I believe. Yes, Shamir Barnett. His contract looks like he's got 3 years left. We're going to get him. I don't even need to see Will Freeze. He's as good as him. He's got 3 years on his deal. I'm good. Give me this guy. Trade offers for Shoyinka. And yeah, that's as good as that. Doesn't need anything else, really. Shamir Barnett, welcome to the team. You will be our new starting guard. J.C. Latham has been relegated to the bench. Unless he's better than Spencer Brown, but I doubt he is. We'll see. And yeah, let's go check that out real quick, because that actually could be a big deal. We need to move him to our right guard spot. He's actually almost to an 80 anyways, because of, or no, he's 78, whatever. But right guard. So we have Shamir Barnett, J.C. Latham's here. He's a 74-ish. He might be better than Spencer Brown at right tackle. We might do that. Let's just go ahead and move him there and let him see where he's at. And if it'll take forever. He actually is worse than him. They actually are the same overall, probably, because he's playing down, he's playing up. We're probably going to start Latham, but now we have at least a lot of depth and a lot of movable pieces. Definitely something we can work with. We got an upgrade nonetheless. We got rid of a player we don't need, even though we just signed him. But hey, Packers wanted him. We didn't happen to need him. So let's get to the season. Year 3, here's the team, and we got a big upgrade. So the O-line looks massively different. Latham's here, but we have 2 new starters in Bowles and Barnett, but just a lot of just different things moving around. Latham's not in the same spot. Addison, number 1 wide receiver. We have Traylon Burks now our wide receiver 3. Drake London's our wide receiver 2. Tyjae Spears up to an 87 overall. Thompson, 79 overall. Defensively, very good. Very, very good. Obviously, we lost out on Awuzie, but that's because we had the ability to, really. To me, McCreary's going to be able to play kind of like in the Chiefs where McDuffie was a really good slot corner to Snead's #1 outside corner. That's exactly what we're looking at here. We've got a much better edge rusher pairing with Alex Highsmith and Dallas Turner. Safeties are solid. Cedric Gray is now an X factor, massive for him. Specialists, special things going on. Going to have a massive line inside on rush downs. Alex Highsmith, Dallas Turner, Cedric Gray, Kenneth Murray. Nothing too crazy. Pretty much everything the same. But yeah, pretty good team. I think this year could be a really great year for us, and let's hope we win something for real this year. Kind of crazy. Jordan Addison had 200 yards and 4 touchdowns. This might be our year. We are 2-1 in week 3, but we have a lot to do in this week 3. First off, a tandem breakout for the offense. That's a big deal. We're facing a 3-0 team in the Saints, but we'll see. We're just going to praise Drake London. Like, I'm not trying to get... This thing never works out anyways. It's not a big deal. Either way, Jordan Addison, massive game. Very good addition. I mean, you can say that maybe he wanted out of Minnesota because he was behind Justin Jefferson and Amari Cooper. So, he got to get his somewhere. We can offer it to him. Let's get him. And we did. So that's going to be huge for us. Will Levis has a real #1 target. Jordan Addison, an amazing wide receiver. And now... hopefully this can be our year. I predicted 3 or 4 years. This would be year 3 for this rebuild. Jordan Addison definitely gets an upgrade. We'll work on those, get these guys upgraded, but also just hopefully get some wins down the line of this season. Now, looking at some of these things, we got some negotiations. We're going to have a lot of guys off contract. We have $150 million, but we also have a lot of guys. So, Will Levis, let's get him locked down right here, right now. We're going to get him up to 16 and 15.5. He doesn't even want to be here, but he's our quarterback. We got to get him back. Dallas Turner, Drake London, Traylon Burks, Roger McCreary, Amani Hooker, Chig Okonkwo. We have a lot of free agents. We need to win this year. If anything's looking a little bit sketchy around week 8, we got to make trades because we're on the clock. We gotta get something going. QB1 check-in. Our team, 85, 88, 86 overall. It's pretty good. We're going to strive for balance. We've got a good running back now, too. We've got, Tyjae Spears is up to a 87 overall. I'm about to say 187. What is this, Madden Mobile? Either way, let's go ahead and make sure we got some of the best upgrades we can, and we'll just keep moving through, hopefully getting to a point where, we're dominating everybody. Will Levis throws 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, and also, we have good news. Breakout wide receiver. Who is it? I'd rather not be Jordan Addison just because of the fact that he's already a superstar and it's incredibly impossible to get... It's Jordan Addison. Okay. It's incredibly impossible to get a receiver to do that in a game. Now, granted, he just had a week where he had 200 yards, so he could do it. But it's so hard for that to actually happen and, so rare to actually see that happen. So I hope it does, but I don't expect it to. We'll just, if it happens, I'll let you know. If it not, well, then don't expect anything. Week 8, 5-2. Good start. I think we're going to leave this team alone. I think we got it. However, we do. Will Levis is actually interested in re-signing now. Good enough for me. 4 years. Good. Looks good. He got the deal done. Good for us. Good for him. Good for everybody involved. L'Jarius Sneed. He is 28. He wants a 1-year deal. I think we try to go 2 years and hope all right, he's back. We need him. He's a 90-something overall. Drake London may be expendable because of the fact that we have other players. We just do. Dallas Turner, less likely to believe that. I'm going to have to lock him down. 7 years is fine for me. It's fine for him. We got him back. Now, moving forward, Traylon Burks, less expendable. But at the same time, he wants a lot less money. Ugh, that's tough. We're going to give him that. Yeah, just not really fitting. Not great. Roger McCreary, Amani Hooker. We're not bringing back Chig Okonkwo. We don't need him at all. Amani Hooker, if we can go for that, he's here. Cool. Now, we're going to have to leave room open for other guys. Jalen Polk may be a guy we bring back because he's going to be cheaper. We have our #1 wide receiver. Maybe since Drake London wants to be here, we just lock down our 2 guys. That's not even that bad of a number. He's an 86. If he'll take it at 7.5, I'll do it. Cool. Drake London's back. That's our team. So, we've got a lot of negotiations done. It might be worth it to look at trading Traylon Burks. Is he really all that great? No. We can get off the money. We can not have to pay another guy this offseason. We have the rookie that's behind him, Arthur, that's not that much worse. What's he worth to teams? What is he worth? Adonai Mitchell? Just a one-for-one swap with a couple extra picks. I mean, I wouldn't be upset about that. J.R. Brown would be nice. Kader Kohu. We could really use another corner. Malik Neighbors, that's a good trade in my opinion. Brian Thomas plus a pick. You could use another corner considering we're going to lose, what's his name this offseason, McCreary. Unless we're able to bring him back, but I would just have to doubt that. So going back to the top, I didn't check and see if there's any other corners. Andrew Walden, no thank you. No, I'm good. Adonai Mitchell plus a 5th and a 7th. Kader Kohu, depending on his contract, we might be interested in that. I'm going to go check and see what his contract looks like, because if he's got a multi-year deal, he's on a 4-year deal. That's got to be a pretty rich deal, though, right? If he is on only 5 and 6, I might have to take that one. I think we're going to probably take this one. I don't want to mess with the team's mojo, but at the same time, that's a really great deal, and it gets us off some money. I think we're going to do it. Bring Kader Kohu. We got a really good defensive addition. We lose the receiver spot, but I think we can make it work. Is there a corner we can... I mean, is it worth looking at trading McCreary now? I mean, I would like to keep him, but we might have the expansion to need to. I mean, you know, McCreary, he's not worth a whole lot to us other than, you know, what he's got for right now, but is he going to be here in the future? Probably not. Tyreek Stevenson, we could have straight up traded him for Tyreek Stevenson, and with a superstar dev, could have done that. Marvin Mims can bring him in. Kind of just swapping around at this point. We can go get Traylon Burks right back. How about that? That's hilarious. Jaden Reed. I'd rather get a more outside wide receiver like we already kind of had with what's his name. If there is Marvin Mims as a slot, there's a lot of slot guys here. Let's see. Tyreek Stevenson is really nice. We could just do that and try to trade Kader Kohu. What's Kader Kohu worth? I know this is getting kind of wild now, but I mean, hey, we're in a really weird spot. Kader Kohu, in terms of wide receivers, is worth Troy Franklin or Troy Franklin. Okay. Kader Kohu's not worth much. McCreary is worth quite a bit, though. What does Tyreek Stevenson's contract look like? Did I just miss him? Tyreek Stevenson. He's got 2 years left. I mean, that's at least an upgrade. I don't see any reason to not take that. 2 years, we'll take it. Cool. Thanks. Have a good one. Cool. We get a pick and we get a player on another contract for a longer time. Sounds good to me. We're going to check that depth chart and keep moving. We're like 9-5. We need to get some contracts done. Chigakonkwo just not paying him. Jalen Polk, however, the depth is very solid. He does kind of want to be here. If we can get him like 4 years at $5 million, okay, he doesn't really like that. Never mind. We won't do that again. Okay, I apologize. Either way, same thing with Kyle Phillips. If he wants to be here and he'll take that money, okay. Doesn't like that either. Ambry Thomas, I'm good. Milton Williams, he's 26. I don't like that bonus money at all, but if he'll take that, no, he's not coming back. Petit Frere, he can walk. We don't even really consider looking at him ever. He doesn't play. He doesn't get time. He doesn't do anything. That's a really good price for solid depth. 3 years for a 25-year-old. We'll boost that money up a little bit. We'll get him back. Ryan Watts, not bad depth either, but I just don't know that we need him. If he takes that, whatever. Cool, great. 2 years. Congratulations. You're back. Anybody else here that makes any sense? I mean, Arden Key as our third guy, like that's really solid money, but he's also about to start regressing. We're going to wait on him, but we may consider him later on. Ketan Oladapo, he's super young, or I say super young. He's 25 and he wants $1 million. We'll give him 3 years. He'll stay back. He'll be here for forever. We won't have to pay him anything. Garrett Bowles, probably not. We will accept both of these options for sure. Either way, hopefully we don't have to worry about that. Hopefully this season, our year 3, can be Tennessee Titans Super Bowl time. Either way, let's keep going through this season. Let's get to the playoffs. Rounding out Week 18, Will Levis, 375 yards and 4 touchdowns to get the Player of the Week. But also, we make the playoffs. We are having to play the first week, but we get a breakout D lineman as well. Who is this? AJ Epinesa. Interesting one there, actually. Didn't even know he was really starting still. Either way, not bad. I think he's a good player. We can manage that for sure. But we got a trench boost from last game as well. Finished, like I said, 12-5. Had a good year. Back-to-back games without allowing a sack. That's a big one. Gonna get, like, I think, 10,000 XP for our entire O-line. That's gonna be big. Help out there. We needed that O-line to get better, and it looks like they have done just that. So we're gonna get these upgrades going, and then we will check out some stats from this season as soon as we get these upgrades done. Gotta check the upgrades, make sure any corners, you hit that slot, the receivers, hit that playmaker, some of those things that, kind of cheese up the overall a little bit. Anyways, 2 for Dennis Burke, that's a big deal, right? Jeremiah Campbell up to an 88 right now. He's going to play up to a 91. He's a very good player. We got him at a very good time. He is a dominant force on that interior. Will Levis going to get another upgrade as well. Going to hit that 86 margin by now. Big deal for him as well. He's our quarterback of the future. We've signed him to a long-term deal. J.C. Latham helped out. That's a big deal. We haven't gotten any multiple guys that really matter, but J.C. Latham's overall has really come a long way. He's up to a 78 and playing just well. He's playing up into an 81 as well. That's not going to hurt anything at all. Either way, let's check out some stats from this season, see how good we really did. Stats and awards. Will Levis was 4th in passing yards, 1st in touchdowns. We were 4th in offensive yards total, 20th in defensive yards. The rushing was a lot better. We were 12th in rushing yards, 4th in points scored. Our offense is killing it. Receiving, we led the league. Jordan Addison had 20 receiving touchdowns. We were pretty middle of the pack defensively, which to me is crazy considering the defense we have. But Will Levis, 46 touchdowns, 4,500 yards, 13 interceptions, 70% completion. He might win MVP. He might win MVP. He also added 272 yards on the ground. Hassan Haskins put 7 in the end zone as well. Big deal for him. Jordan Addison led the league in receiving yards and had 20 tutties. He might get Offensive Player of the Year. Drake London also had 1,000 yards, 9 touchdowns. Cliff Thomason, our tight end, had 700 yards and 4 touchdowns. Really solid from there. I do want to check and see how many yards that what's-his-name had because we traded him. 900 yards from him. We probably gave him a few of those. At least some. Either way, back to the point. How many... wow, not a lot of sacks at all. Latham gave up 8, but other than that, very good. Cushenberry 6, okay, but Barnett was very good. Bowles was very good. Defensively, 120 tackles from Cedric Gray, 12 sacks from Simmons, 10 from Epinesa, 7 from Turner, 6 from Highsmith, 6 from Campbell, 4.5 from Murray, 1.5 from Gray, and 0.5 from Cater Kohu. What a year. Cedric Gray, 5 interceptions, 3 from Murray, 2 from Snead, 2 from Molden, 1 from Kohu, Hooker, Stevenson, and Kool-Aid McKinstry. What a year. Really good defensive numbers, honestly. 1 safety from AJ Epinesa, and now he gets a breakout game. So maybe he can do something special in the playoffs here. Let's hope so. It would really help out our team for him to just get any better. I mean, you really can't hurt us in any way. So I'm going to get some of these staff points figured out, and we'll get to the game. Back in the playoffs for the first time in 2 years, and we have another home game. That's a big deal for us. Super Wild Card Weekend. This is the last time what happened. It's the exact same thing. We ended up taking on, I believe it was the... Was it the Bengals the first time too? Because I think it was the Bengals and then the Browns in the first 2 rounds, and then the Chiefs. Did we really start with the Bengals last time as well? Maybe a good sign. Who knows? Either way, we're going to jump straight in. We're going to do like we did last time. We're going to go to the end of the game and just monitor it. We're up 7-0. We get a turnover. We're up 14-0. We get a turnover. Or, no, we didn't. I lied. I don't know. 14-3, 17-3 in halftime, and 70-6. 17. 9-24. Wow. We are going to walk away with this game pretty handily, it looks like. Yeah, absolutely handily. We get a late game score for them. They pad their stats a little bit, but hey, we're good. Let's check out some player stats. Will Levis didn't have the best game. We did protect the ball, 73% completion. I'd say he outdueled Burrow because maybe he had less yards, but he had a better completion percentage by a lot, and he took care of the ball. Tyjae Spears, heck of a game. 3 touchdowns, 120 yards, 7 yards per carry. Crazy day for him. Really spread out the receiving. We had 3 guys with about 40 to 50 yards, and then Jordan Addison had only 40 yards himself. Who scored? Drake London got an end zone once. Sacks, 2 from Highsmith, 1 from Braden Fisk, who's now on the Bengals. Epinesa got a tackle for loss, which means he should get his breakout. So did Cedric Gray. Interceptions, who got it? That's yards. Cater Kohu got the interception. Nice for him. Any forced fumbles? Any touchdowns? Nothing crazy? No, didn't think so. Cool. We get a win in our first playoff game of the season. We'll go to round 2, the divisional round. Hopefully, if we play the Browns again, something crazy's happening, because that would actually be insane. It would be rather crazy for that to happen. Same thing back in 2 straight playoff seasons. Either way, let's get to it. AJ Epinesa does, in fact, hit his breakout. We get another home game, and we bring Kansas City to our house this time around. We must be like the 2 or 3 seed. Probably the 2, I would assume. We're going to skip all this. We're going to let it do as it did last time. Next quarter, 7-0 for them, but we match it very quickly. Going into the second, they do have a lead. Or get a lead, we saw coming. And then going into halftime, they get up 7, and we match it just before halftime closes. I thought we were not going to get that one. Going into the third quarter, they get the ball, they force a turnover, but hey, they only get 3, and we match it with 7. Now we have kind of that numbers advantage to ourselves. Let's go by change of possession here. We did have to punt. It's not a good thing for us. 3rd and 8, 4th and 7, they have to punt. 2nd and 6, big play. Not good for us. 2nd and 25, yikes. 3rd and 20, 4th and 20, we're going to have to punt. It goes all the way back to the 20. 4th and 3, they punt it to the 8. Oh boy, this is ridiculous. Just a back and forth go right here. 3rd and 10, 4th and 1, they punt it, we get to the 20, it's time to play. This is the year. We have enough to win this year. We have the reason to win, and let's take care of business. 3 minutes left on our own 20. We got to get all the way downfield. Haven't played with this team once. Tyjae Spears gets himself about 9 yards. He's having a solid game so far. We got to go in the hurry up. Let's see here. No, wow. Don't know what happened there. Not a very good play. Will Levis has 280 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. So far, so good. 1 pick, wish it was none, but not too bad. Let's hope for the best here. Gets the ball, gets out of bounds. Good stuff, Drake London. 7 receptions for 56 yards for him. Jordan Addison here, if that safety goes any kind of inside, and this is not cover 3, could be filthy. It's cover 3. It's not going to be filthy. Will Levis gets absolutely throttled by, I believe it was Chris Jones, but I don't know why this guy's standing like he did something. Let's see. Drake London could be a really good open route here if I get some time. Drake London hauls it in at the 45. We're going to be able to wind this clock a little bit more now. We got some time to spare. We'll run this play right here. Please block or don't. Thanks. Appreciate it. We're going to get down to the 2-minute warning. About the 40-yard line. Let's get it. 2-minute warning. Here we go. We're down by 3. We can afford a field goal, but we really like to get in the end zone, get that 4-point lead. Would be highly beneficial for us. Tyjae Spears is a 90 overall, so he might be able to run us in. However, we can't leave too much time on the clock for Patrick Mahomes. Not a chance. Drake London with a key block there on the corner of the safety. Gets down into the 27. Let's run some clock here. Shoe clock. We're going to run it one more time and then probably try to get it going. All right, let's go. Why didn't he throw it? I literally held the button to throw it, and he just didn't do it. Good Lord. Had to go underneath. We're going to go quick. We're going to go for this. We're going to go for this. We're going to try to win this game right here, right now. Held on to it, gets us into the 10-yard line. Crazy catch by our rookie, Arthur. We got to call timeout here. 16 seconds left. We have 2 timeouts remaining. They have 3. We're doing good on time. I think let's do this right here. To the tight end. Into the end zone. 3-point lead. 13 seconds left. Thompson collects it, gets the touchdown. Let's go ahead, kick the PAT, kick off, 10 seconds left. All we have to do is just hold them. Don't let anything get behind us. Give cushion. Let's go. Oh, here's our big old D tackle we got. Let's go. Keep them up. 5 seconds left. They have to get in the end zone. They can't do anything else. Alex Highsmith over here off the left side defensively. Gets him down. Clock ends. We go to the AFC Championship. Tennessee holds on for the win. Let's get it. Looking at some player stats here, Will Levis does outdo Mahomes. More yards, more touchdowns by 3. Does have 1 pick, but hey, thoroughly handles it. They on the ground had no success. No success at all. 34, 50 yards total about. We had over 100. Massive game for us. Rasheed Rice did eat our lunch for quite a bit, though. Jordan Addison gets himself 2 touchdowns. Emmett Arthur had 99 yards. Really solid for him. Interception went to Justin Reed. Sacks. Chris Jones had 1.5. Jeffrey Simmons had 1. Pretty good game for us. We do go off and get ourselves another bid to the AFC Championship. We've been to 1 Super Bowl, year 1. Year 3, or year 2, we mess up a lot. Didn't get very good at all. Now year 3, we get another chance to go back to the AFC Championship. Let's hope we can capitalize. Let's go to Buffalo to take on the Bills in their stadium. But, hey, we are 4 overalls better than them. We're the better team on the number standpoint. They get to a 4th down early in this game. Let's go by quarter here. On our first drive, we go straight in for 7. Hold them to none again, and we have the ball once again starting the second quarter. Get another 7 on the board. They aren't moving nothing. We're getting 7 every time we touch the ball. We're winning here. Let's go to the end of the game. Bills can't do anything. We force them turnover, get 3 more. They finally get 6 on the board, but it might be a little bit too little too late. Yeah, we're going to walk away on this one. They do get some padded stats towards the end, but hey, 38-17 victory. Not even a question. 45 seconds, and we got this one done. Player stats. Definitely, Will Levis does outduel Josh Allen. Big-time game. 5 touchdowns from Will Levis. You're insane. Really good game on the ground still. Not bad at all. Receiving, Jordan Addison, 3 touchdowns, 115 yards. Drake London, 40 yards. Cliff Thompson, 60 yards. DeAndre Hopkins, former Titan, does go against us and loses. Emmett Arthur gets himself in the end zone as well. Defensively, 2 sacks from Ed Oliver, 1 from Bobby Brown. We didn't get any. No picks. Tackles for loss. There's plenty to go around there. Any forced fumbles? We did get a forced fumble. Kader Kohu gets 1, and no recovery, sadly. Safeties, no. Touchdowns, no. Either way, massive win for us. It's Super Bowl time. Super Bowl here in Atlanta. We have to take on Brock Purdy and the 49ers. No problem there, though. We can get ours. It's time for a Tennessee Titans victory. We start the game off getting a 3-point lead. Let's go by quarter here. They get the ball, and they only match it with 3 of their own. That's fine with me. Looks like we're in the red zone. We are at the 8-yard line. We get 7 of our own. Hold them to no touchdown. Get 7 more. Going into halftime, we have a 14-point lead. Major for us there. Got to just hold it down. They get a good drive, and they get 7 on the board. We are on our side of the field. Looks like we're going to be able to score some. 24-10. We're going to slow it down here. Hold on. Change of possession, please. We're going to walk away with the Super Bowl, aren't we? They get a good run there. They're going to start taking their timeouts. 1st and goal. I'm going to hop in here. We're going to see this play out. And we're going to put points on the board is what we're going to do. Because I'm a jerk and an idiot. Because watch, I'm going to throw a pick or something. It's going to happen. And it's going to be a pick 6. And then we're going to lose. Well, that's a pick. Well, can't believe it wasn't. Either way, Will Levis, 260 yards, 3 touchdowns from our quarterback, who's going to get his first Super Bowl win here. I mean, more than likely. You would hope so. Jordan Addison gets him a tutty in the end zone. Let's go. Do y'all little dance or something? Either way, let's go. Yeah, all right, we're good. Let's go ahead and go next play, kickoff, and we'll play some defense. Why not? We gotta round this rebuild out with some game time, some visuals here. I want to use Campbell, this big old fatty we drafted. Jeremiah, that's a country boy. Get him. Jeffrey Simmons. I cannot believe he did not sack him. Brock Purdy is a terrible game. He's less than 50% completion. Somehow, he must have a bunch of breakaway touchdowns because just terrible. I mean, not good at all. We're going to go ahead and put some pressure on him. No, sorry, Bob. Yeah, just keep running down your completion percentage, bud. Make us look a little better than we are, even. I don't know who their tackle is, but he's about to get cooked by Alex Highsmith. Oh, well, it doesn't matter because their guard sold. Jeffrey Simmons gets himself a sack. End of the game. 38-17 Super Bowl win for your Tennessee Titans. Finally, 3 years in, getting their first Super Bowl win. We're going to move through this because we don't care about the graphics that we've seen for the last 16 Maddens. Brock Purdy gets thoroughly outdueled by Will Levis. 4 touchdowns to his 2. 100 more yards. Almost double the completion percentage. Hassan Haskins has a touchdown. What happened to Tyjae Spears? I guess he had some, he broke off, or they split for some reason. Emmett Arthur, heck of a game. Jordan Addison, even better game, just because of the fact he got 2 touchdowns. Drake London got a touchdown. We were just sharing the love, man. Cliff Thompson even got some good yardage. Defensively, Dallas Turner, second half. Alex Highsmith, second half. Jeffrey Simmons, a sack. Bosa got a sack. Yeturgos Matos got a sack. Interceptions, no picks. Any fumbles? We got a forced fumble from them. They did. No defensive touchdowns, no safeties. But either way, Tennessee is going to win the Super Bowl in year 3 of this rebuild. Let's go ahead and make sure we don't have anything else to show. Had a really good year, obviously. Will Levis might be the MVP. He led the league in yards, had 46 touchdowns, incredible year. We got to see what did happen this next week. Brian Callahan gets his extension. And let's see. In the recap of the season, we get the Super Bowl dub. Will Levis, MVP. Don't know how he didn't get year MVP as well. Jordan Addison does get Offensive Player of the Year, though. Massive for us. 2026, it should be. Will Levis is the quarterback of a Super Bowl champion Tennessee Titans team. Either way, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what rebuild you want to see next on this channel. I think I might do a Saints one soon because it's pretty much the cursed rebuild in Madden 24, considering the first 2 years are basically impossible to do anything in. But either way, let me know who you want to see, and I might do them very soon. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one.